Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. And they're asking him how he's going to pay a potential fine. Long live the king. The current Ripple CEO is Brad Garlinghouse, who owns a reported 6.3% stake in the company, as well as additional XRP tokens. His net worth, based on the current rate, would be nearly $10 billion, placing him in the mid-50s on Forbes' list of wealthiest Americans. I guess that's how Brad's going to pay a potential SEC fine. XRP is on shaky ground, says SEC official. Prepare for an appeal. You know, right away, we just got clarity, and the SEC officials are right away talking about appealing the case. Well, this is what Brad Garlinghouse had to say. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said that the law of the land right now is that XRP is not a security. He noted it could take years before the SEC has the opportunity to file an appeal against that decision. Where do you think XRP is going to be years from now? At that point, it's going to price out so many people. It's going to be sitting at a price and being utilized all over the world. Why do you think the SEC would file an appeal then? I think they're just going to take the loss. And I honestly think Gary knew what was going to happen all along. Take a listen.
So Hugo was asked about the token XRP and whether I think it's a non-compliant security. I've spoken publicly. Yes, I do think it's a non-compliant security. But this will not be resolved just by the Securities and Exchange Commission. It will be resolved by some courts, whether it's appellate courts or the Supreme Court. So what I believe is just that. It's a belief. But why would I say that?
I think Gary knew all along. And he knew it was going to have to be up to the courts to give XRP that clarity. And I still think the SEC will just take the loss. All of a sudden, BlackRock, Vanguard, and others are full steam 100 miles per hour into crypto. With Bitcoin ETFs being approved, the incumbent trillion-dollar institutions are out of the gate. Do you now understand why XRP is now the only crypto with clarity? XRP, generational wealth. And that right there gives you a great picture of it. But I've been saying this all throughout last year. All roads lead to Ripple and XRP. You see some huge announcement around a bank. All of a sudden you realize that bank is a Ripple partner. You see a CBDC being talked about in a country, being talked about through certain banks. All of a sudden, they're Ripple partners. You see a country talking about ODL. All of a sudden, XRP is mentioned. All roads lead to Ripple and XRP. And it's going to lead to generational wealth for me and you. Rosie Rios said, "Who is on the train now?" Incredible work by the entire Ripple team. I even think Rosie Rios knew all along. That's why she said the train has left the station. Everything is already put into motion. It's happening all throughout the world. She didn't mean you were too late to buy XRP. You're still early if you bought right now. We're still sitting under $1. Look at where we're going in the future. But you have to get on this train before it leaves the station. How the Fed's new instant payment system could change the banking industry. Now, I want to talk about this because it shows that any bank that doesn't jump on board with FedNow will be left behind. That bank will eventually die off. So your money is not quite as money as you might think. Why it matters. The U.S. government is trying to change that to make it more real, more useful, and more accessible. The big picture, the platonic ideal of money is cash in your pocket. It can be transferred anytime, anywhere, to anyone, irreversibly, and the recipient always receives the exact same amount of money as you are spending. The money in your checking account, by contrast, is much less reliable. It basically goes into hibernation every evening and all weekend. It can also take 3 days or sometimes much longer to arrive somewhere you're sending it. Right now, the banking system is broken. The younger generation of people, they're choosing cash apps and other sources to store their money. Because again, the bank is just dated. Nobody wants to buy something on Friday and wait for the money to leave the bank on Monday. And if it's a holiday weekend, it won't leave until Tuesday. So now with FedNow, any bank that jumps on with FedNow will have the same opportunity. If you buy something on Friday, the money leaves your bank within a few seconds. It's going to leave any bank that doesn't get on board behind. And I think that's happening by design. Listen to ODL and listen to Brad Garlinghouse, what he says here about payments and on-demand liquidity.
What I think will be next, and certainly something Ripple thinks about, we started with enterprise-based cross-border payments. We talk about there being 4 kind of primitive pieces to blockchain-based technologies: liquidity, compliance, liquidity, compliance, custody, and tokenization. And Ripple really aspires to be more than just that kind of liquidity and cross-border payments. I think you can expect that we will expand into some of those other areas, either organically or through acquisition. And I think we'll look at, let's make acquisitions in markets that are friendly to these technologies. On the previous panel, you had representation from the UAE, you had representation from Switzerland. These are countries that are providing the clarity for entrepreneurs to invest, and that allows a company like Ripple that is larger. We have more than $1 billion of US dollars cash on our balance sheet. We want to deploy that to grow both organically, internally, but also inorganically through acquisition.
So everything that Brad had going on in the EU and other countries, now you can expect that to happen here in the US. They're going to push forward in the United States. But the one thing Brad pointed out, that the next step is tokenization. And I think that could even outshine cross-border payments because it's a $770 trillion market. Ripple only needs to capture a small portion of that to send XRP to skyrocketing prices. I'm talking about the 10K XRP everybody talks about. Tokenization can get us there. But then you also got to factor in, we're still involved with cross-border payments, and that's a massive market as well. They're going to continue to take some business away from SWIFT. Everything is going full steam ahead, exactly like we were predicting all along. Ripple and SWIFT getting ready to use XRP via R3 plus Corda. SWIFT GPI. After Ripple versus SEC clown show, everything is going according to the plan. XRP has always been a done deal, and all roads lead to Ripple and XRP. And, you know, I actually had people say, now do you think it's a good time to take profit on my XRP? Are you kidding me? We didn't even hit $1 yet, and you're talking about taking profits. This is a cryptocurrency that you should never sell. You should look for passive income options in the future. Look for ways to borrow against your XRP. Boom, CEO of SBI. Every bank in Japan will use XRP by 2025. And we're going to see more and more announcements of that now that we got that clarity around XRP. Ripple partnerships reach an all-time high of over 120 institutions. Ripple, the blockchain-based payment solution provider, has achieved a significant milestone in its journey towards transforming the global financial landscape. The company recently announced that it has surpassed partnerships with over 120 institutions, solidifying its position as a leader in the industry. This impressive growth in Ripple's network highlights the increasing adoption of its technology by prominent financial institutions around the world. And you want to take profit under $1. You need to continue holding this cryptocurrency. It will give you generational wealth. I'm talking about you holding on to your XRP and getting that passive income. Then you pass your XRP to your children. They get passive income. They pass it to your grandchildren. They get passive income from it. That's where this is headed. The XRP is going to be absolutely massive within the next few years. Now's the time to stay patient. Watch it all come together. We're going to start seeing announcements now of U.S. companies, U.S. banks partnering with Ripple, utilizing XRP and that on-demand liquidity. That's the next step. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.